Also tonight, chaos at the Oklahoma Republican State Convention in Cleveland County. Republicans gathered in Norman to vote on party issues, but the procedure took a backseat to physical altercations. News Channel 4's Latasha Givens joins us live outside the Embassy Suites Hotel in Norman with the latest. Latasha.
Well, Jolene, it was an eventful day at the Republican State Convention, and most of the discourse lasted throughout the evening. We're told police had to get involved when a 70-year-old Mitt Romney supporter punched a Ron Paul supporter in the head after they disagreed on the vote. But most of the contention was captured on cell phone video.
This woman right here, Mrs. has physically assaulted me.
The video you are watching is being recorded by a woman who says she was just hit in the back.
And with a fist to my back. I did. Yes, she most certainly did.
And a woman struck me with her fist in the middle of my spine and said, "It's your own damn fault."
This wasn't the only commotion during the Oklahoma Republican State Convention. This Ron Paul supporter says he was hit in the head by a 70-year-old Mitt Romney supporter.
I threw it, got done, moved on, and got to the important business that everyone here is here for, instead of wasting time on something else. And I really did appreciate how great the police were.
Here's video moments after the altercation as officers diffused the situation.
Okay, so you were hit, but you have a positive attitude about it?
Yeah, no big deal. No, everybody got what was coming, and we got back in and got back to work.
Attendees say there was a lot of disagreement throughout the day, but things came to a halt when the lights were turned off and the conference room walls closed on one group.
My heart was totally broken when the convention just was put into shambles, and they were turning mics off, they turned the lights off, they pulled the walls across to prevent delegates from voting.
When our cameras arrived, supporters for Romney, Santorum, Gingrich, and others left. Only Ron Paul supporters were left talking about their concerns.
We'll say that election of delegates at large and alternate large shall be by roll call vote, and yet the convention chair insisted on having it by a single voice vote without the roll call, no waiting.
Some of the party officials I spoke to off camera say they believe things got heated and out of control because supporters of different candidates are just so passionate about the upcoming election. But they also say at the end of the day, they're all Republicans and they would rather see one of their own in the White House instead of President Obama. Reporting live in Norman, I'm Latasha Givens, News Channel 4 HD. Back to you.
Glad you're here at 5 o'clock. Republicans have no President Barack Obama winning Oklahoma in November, but there was plenty of fighting within the party in Norman over the weekend.
You should have been there. Ron Paul supporters were out in full force, but they failed in their try to get their slate of delegates elected to the national convention. However, chaos broke out when they felt the rules weren't being followed.
And new tonight, the governor and party chairman react to the convention's rowdy ending.
Ed Doney joins us now with that story. Ed?
Linda, Ron Paul supporters say delegate credentials weren't certified and voting procedures weren't followed, among other things. And that led to heightened political passion, and the problems soon followed.
The fireworks at the state Republican convention Saturday night included claims from Ron Paul supporters that Mitt Romney supporters had attacked them.
This woman right here, Mrs. has physically assaulted me.
Even Governor Fallon was booed when she encouraged delegates to support the presumed nominee, Mitt Romney.
Sounds like we got some Obama lovers out there.
We certainly are open to everyone who wants to attend that party, but I do think it's important for people to be respectful of our process.
The reason it got rowdy is because of the blatant disregard for the rules.
Ron Paul supporter Jerry Essery says fellow Paul supporters were outraged when delegates were not elected by roll call or ballot as the rules state. Instead, it was a standing vote. So Paul supporters eventually took the convention outside the hotel after it ended in controversy.
It didn't give anybody hope that the Republican Party is following the rules.
I'm not saying that it was the cleanest convention that we could have put on, but a clear majority prevailed.
State Republican Chairman Matt Pinnell says it was the hotel that halted the convention at 5 p.m. He points out a second standing vote was held, and the majority prevailed in selecting 25 delegates from several campaigns to go to the national convention.
Ron Paul delegates are going to Tampa Bay from the district level, and we actually have a couple on our slate as well. But the majority of them, yes, are folks that have supported the majority of people that voted on Super Tuesday.
And Pinnell says Ron Paul will have 9 delegates going to the RNC from the district level, but he didn't get 15% of the Oklahoma vote on Super Tuesday, so he doesn't have automatic votes. Essery said the Ron Paul supporters will continue fighting for uncorrupt small government. But like Pinnell, he says the big picture is defeating President Obama in November. Back to you.
All right, Ed, thank you. And these guys are all Republicans. They're supposed to be on the same side, from screaming delegates to booing the governor, even allegations of assault. Is this an example of the complete breakdown in political discourse these days? Log on to KFOR.com or call the Rant hotline and then tune in for your comments tonight at 10.